Alright, so I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, and I had a question to myself, in a sense. Do we really need hobbies? Like, are they essential, or are we just filling in time? Because whether it's reading books, whether it's doing puzzles or whatever this is, my friend bought me, so I'm gonna build a boat. But playing games, doing sports, anything that it is there a certain fulfillment attached to it? Is there a okay and to it? Or is it just about enjoying the specific time we're in while at the same time not really being worried about other problems in our lives? And the reason I have this question is, especially with the dullification of everything, I've been seeing YouTube videos about how technology used to be more fun, the 2000s, the no more colors in our world, whatever it is. I started asking myself, within that world, we all still have hobbies. Gaming, reading still feels very good, but am I chasing something with it? This video isn't about necessarily having any answers, it's more about just me talking it through, and maybe you can relate with it. I would put it in this way. Hobbies make you feel lighter, less pressure, more enjoyment of time without noticing that you are currently doing something, in a sense. I'll give an example. Gaming in general makes me feel a little bit more in control whenever life happens, right? In a game, you control your character, most games, unless you're going in a very deep, detailed story game. But most of the time, if you're playing games, you have some control over that. If we talk about books, they make you slow down and you're just enjoying the journey that's already written, already set, kind of like a movie, and you're just going through it. If we talk about sports, I used to do a lot of bouldering back then and climbing walls. In those moments, all my head, all my brain is thinking about is this specific boulder problem that I have that I want to solve. In all of those cases, I'm not thinking about life. I'm thinking about what I am doing with focus. When you're gaming and you're actually enjoying the game, you're usually lost in it. You're controlling your character and you're doing things that either look cool, make you work with your brain, solve puzzles, whatever it is. Or if it's online, you're talking to your friends and you're doing something. Books, as I already said, you just slow down and kind of go with the pace. And all of these things kind of usually put you in a safe place. And the question I had was exactly that. Safe from what? What are we avoiding? Lately, I've noticed that when I sit too long, I get uncomfortable. And no, not bored. Genuinely uncomfortable. And I don't mean literally sit. I mean stand, sit, whatever. If I'm not busy, I get uncomfortable about something. And the silence, I guess, I feel like has been a little bit of a lack of purpose, maybe. And because of that, I find myself doing more things, which is generally, it's a good thing when you make yourself busy and you do things that fulfill you, not hobby sense I'm talking about, like job, career, school, whatever it is that you do, cleaning your house, organizing your things, starting to maybe go to the gym, eat healthy. All of those things are great. But the issue that I'm having lately is if I'm not doing any of those things, I kind of don't feel comfortable anymore. And so I start asking myself, is my need to stay busy actually just a fear of the silence, of the nothing? Because genuinely, whenever I have a purpose, I have something that I want to do, sometimes I'll give in to my procrastination. But now I'm kind of worried about procrastination, not because I'm procrastinating, but because while I'm procrastinating, I end up doing nothing. And I also want to make this clear. The issue I'm having is not that I'm wasting time. Is that I'm supposed to like wasting time in a sense because I'm just playing a game, therefore it's fun. I'm just reading my book. I'm just doing nothing, therefore this is time for me to feel good and relax. But in those moments where I'm supposed to be feeling good, I don't. I feel like shit. And so are hobbies an escape from purpose, or are they the path towards it? Because if you think about it, whatever it is that you do for fun doesn't always have to be your career. We agree. But you can still kind of discover what you like through what you just naturally like, through what you gravitate towards. If you like things that you do, what's the difference from a hobby compared to a purpose? Now, I know this can be very simply put. A purpose is something serious. It's something you would do no matter what. But in some senses, hobbies go into it. The only way that I can see hobbies differ, like go in a different path, is if you do a hobby as a job, oftentimes it can become bad. Sometimes, like, I'll give an example. If you like playing basketball, let's say, and somebody says now you have to play basketball every day for 8 hours a day, no matter what, you have to eat around playing basketball to be healthy, you might start hating basketball. I agree with that. But if you're on a path of, I don't really know what my purpose is, I think a kind of a good way to look at it is look at all of your hobbies and try to find somewhere where a part of what you like in this hobby matches the same part in a completely different hobby, and maybe that's your middle ground. Because there still is a difference in doing something fun and then doing something meaningful. I can't just read books forever without doing anything else in my life. Just like you can game professionally if you want, but you can't just game in silence alone in your room with no purpose, right? And sometimes I'm scared that if I stop doing stuff, I'll realize that I don't really know why I'm doing anything. All right, but listen here, chap, come here. Have you ever thought that maybe hobbies aren't about killing time? They're about discovering what matters through repetition. Reading didn't give me answers necessarily, but it helped me clear up some headspace to then tackle life that would throw something at me. I'm in a better mental space. Same as gaming, especially working out. The reason I said through repetition very specifically was because, yes, you can do things that are fun. Yes, there's things that you do that give you a moment of, let's say, joy. But then once you're done, it's all empty, right? So what is it when we think about a job? Going to school sometimes. Whenever you don't have necessarily the career for you, or even if you do, sometimes even the career that you would love to have can become just a source of stress. Well, it can still be aligned with your purpose to have this specific career. But the difference with a hobby is that it doesn't necessarily have to have a purpose. That's the point, is that you are getting away from whatever responsibility is that you had. Which is why sometimes people say, don't make your hobby into a job or else you might hate your hobby, as we spoke about. But the difference in a hobby versus, in general, a job or a purpose is that yes, you can find certain links through your different hobbies and then maybe find your purpose through that. That's a very good way to look for it. But at the same time, hobbies give you a time away from whatever it is that your purpose would have been. But not even just the purpose, more so I would say the stress and the constant pressure. If you spend a year working and then you end up going on vacation, the point of the vacation is not to then come back with a promotion. You're not supposed to be looking at it that way. There is no essential reason of why. Sometimes it doesn't have to go that deep. The only reason is you needed time to breathe, which is why it's good every day to kind of, put the phone aside in the evenings. You see all those videos of people throwing out their phones or getting a flip phone or whatever. I'm not saying you need to necessarily do that, but sometimes it's good to just do things that don't need to have a very big purpose. You just do things that interest you. Different things can interest you. Maybe with the sports that you do, you can start focusing on other things, like being in a basketball game. You're focused on this game, you want to win, you're running, you're managing your cardio, your technique, your teammates, everything. Your brain is kind of taken up by a lot of things. You don't have time to think about your taxes right now. And maybe sometimes it's just something you need to do with friends. You just need to go outside, take a walk. And this is the exact moment that I was having a lot of trouble with. At times when I'm enjoying my time and doing nothing, being still, I start thinking about the meaning of why I'm doing what I'm doing. If I'm hanging out with a friend outside, I might think, what are we doing? Why are we here? But the whole point of this is that you are on the journey to discover. And this is kind of like a monologue to myself, but I feel like a lot of people relate with this, especially when I look around, whether it's on internet, when I listen to my friends talk. A lot of people are going through the same type of issue. You don't have to have the perfect reason for every hobby that you do, but if it gives you even a second of clarity, a reason of like being yourself, that's already enough, at least for now. At least for now, you do what you gotta do and you enjoy your time while you're on the path of discovery. And if you already have discovered, great, keep doing that, but you still need time for hobbies. Because a lot of people ask themselves, including me, am I doing a lot of the things that I'm doing to grow or to kind of just stay afloat? Am I busy to be busy because I have something to do? Or am I making myself busy to just not be alone and uncomfortable? What's the difference between those things? Well, I hope this video clarified a little bit. If you have any questions, ask me. And don't forget, a lot of these questions that I'm asking myself or asking you guys or answering you guys, I don't have all the answers yet. As I said in the beginning of this video, this still is kind of just me thinking out loud. So if you guys have any input or anything you would like to add, I'm happy to read. If this video helped any one of you guys, well, that's all I needed. I'm happy you got the video. I'm happy you got the help. I know this is completely different than what I used to do before with the whole gaming and everything for anybody who used to watch me.
Can you move?
I've decided to make videos on things that I think about more and that I genuinely enjoy more. So with that said, thanks for watching until now. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment of what you thought. And on that note, Kenan's out. Peace.